Good day, our dear viewers and listeners. Welcome to another episode full of learning and fun only here at Salida TeleRadyo. I am your teacher host, Teacher Jermeline C. Covita from La Filipina National High School. We are in La Filipina National High School official Facebook page and simultaneous broadcast with our partner radio station 98.3 Gold FM. Kuyawa, no? Today, we will learn exciting topic in English 9. Are you ready? Let us now give the floor to Teacher Karen Grace A. Dabuco, your teacher broadcaster for today.
Thank you, Ma'am Jermeline. Hello to our dearest listeners and viewers. I am your teacher on air, Karen Grace Dabuco. Today, we will explore another lesson that will give you knowledge and idea on how to think critically on writings and everything that you read, whether it's a book, a post from social media, magazines, and many more. So sit back, prepare your notes and pen, and be ready. Let's start from our lesson objectives. First, recognize the importance of main idea and supporting details in a paragraph. Second, judge the relevance and worth of ideas, soundness of author's reasoning, and the effectiveness of presentation, which is our most essential competency. Now that you learned our goals to achieve today, let's move forward. This time, I want you to observe this post from Twitter about COVID-19 vaccine. It says, reminder, the Pfizer vaccine uses mRNA technology which has never been tested or approved before. It tampers with your DNA. 75% of vaccine trial volunteers have experienced side effects. Beware. What comes into your mind after reading this? What is the issue? Will you believe the post or not? How good is the evidence or supporting detail of the post? If you come to think about these questions, then you are thinking critically. Before we go on to our lesson, let's try to answer the pre-test to see your background knowledge about the topic. Select only the letter of the correct answer. Remember to do it honestly. Number 1. Which of the following statement is true in effective presentation of the topic? A. Talk slowly. B. Misspelled words. C. Unclear statements. D. Have a clear and logical structure. Number 2. What is a main idea? A. It is the evidence of the topic. B. It is the body of the paragraph. C. It is a clear and logical structure. D. It is the most important thought of the topic. Number 3. What is the appropriate meaning of relevant? A. It is the main idea. B. It is the supporting detail. C. It is the body of the paragraph. D. It is an evidence tending to support or prove an issue. Four. Which statement is desirable when we talk about social media? A. It is only used by a certain country. B. It is where you gain a lot of friends. C. It can be used without using internet connection. D. It can create a lot of opportunities aside from communication. Number 5. When you focus on the good gets better. Which statement best explains the quote? A. Always have the positive attitude in life. B. There are good results in doing what is right. C. Doing what is good is your center and motivation in life. D. Even if bad things happen, keep doing what is good. Let's find out the answers. Number 1. Which of the following statement is true in effective presentation of the topic? The answer is letter D. Have a clear and logical structure. Number 2. What is a main idea? The answer is letter D. It is the most important thought of the topic. Number 3. What is the appropriate meaning of relevant? The answer is letter D. It is an evidence tending to support or prove an issue. Number 4. Which statement is desirable when we talk about social media? The answer is letter D. It can create a lot of opportunities aside from communication. Number 5. When you focus on the good gets better. Which statement best explains the quote? The answer is letter C. Doing what is good is your center and motivation in life. How's your score? If you got all perfect score, then very good, because you did not forget all the lessons you have learned in the past. If you got low score, it's okay. As we go through our lesson today, you will learn and improve more. Let's go! This time, let's focus on how to judge the relevance and worth of ideas. For you to be able to judge the relevance and worth of ideas in every academic endeavor, the ability to make decisions and evaluate evidence is important. What is relevance? It is the quality or state of being closely connected or appropriate. In other words, you have to know how to distinguish strong evidence to support or prove an issue. As growing individuals, it is very significant not to be one-sided. We should learn to know the truth and read beyond. Okay. Activities for judging the relevance and worth of ideas of the text. It is important to think and read critically. Critical reading requires you to evaluate the arguments in the text. You need to distinguish fact from opinion and look at arguments given for and against the various claims. This also means being aware of your opinions and assumptions, whether positive and negative, of the text you are reading, so you can evaluate it honestly. It is also important to be aware of the writer's background, assumptions, and purposes. Participate in a group study and share ideas. This involves not only about sharing problems, but also providing reasons for the problem-solving ideas. It is like setting an idea to meet a greater goal and welfare for everyone. Let's have an example. Okay, for the use pros and cons to analyze ideas and points of view. Write the decision you have to make at the top of a sheet of paper. Example, you have to decide about COVID-19 vaccination, whether you're going to get vaccinated or not. Next, divide it in half vertically and label one side pros and the other cons. Then, List all the possible positive consequences of the decision in the pros column and all the negative effects in the cons column. Now, this will be the time that you're going to do research. If you found out which side outweigh the most, then it's the time to make a decision. Identify the author's audience and purpose reading. It is very important to know the author's purpose. That is why you should know how to identify the kinds of writing, if it is narrative, descriptive, persuasive, or expository, which will be discussed more on the next episode. As a reader or listener, you must learn to see topics which will give you the interest to learn more. For example, in narrative, it's about telling a story and expounding the importance of the experience. So the purpose is not only to tell an entertaining tale, but also to expound the importance of the experience. Next, descriptive. It describes a person, place, or thing in such a way that a picture is formed in the reader's mind. Persuasive. It is used to convince or persuade the reader that the opinion or assertion or claim of the writer is valid or correct. Next, soundness of author's reasoning. What does it mean when we say soundness of author's reasoning? It includes an explanation of the author's opinion. It highlights the most important parts of the author's argument. It is based on evidence from different sources and should be convincing. What is a paragraph? A paragraph is a series of sentences that support a main idea or point. What is inside a paragraph? It is a series of sentences that support a main idea or point. Each main idea, which is the table top, requires supporting details and evidence, which are the table legs. You should be able to infer the table top, the author's main idea, and what he wants his readers to believe. For you to be able to know how to judge the soundness of author's reasoning, let's have this checklist as a guide. All you have to do is to check yes if the author achieved the desirable traits needed in his paragraph, or check no if it's not. Let's look at this checklist. Focus and details. Is the main idea clear and are well supported by detailed and accurate information? For voice, does the author help us believe his statement with strong evidence? For the grammar, sentence, structure, and mechanics, are all the sentences well structured? No errors in spelling and grammar? All you have to do is to check yes or no. For example, in this paragraph, women in the past were not granted civil rights. Women in Sparta were considered citizens. Their rights were respected. Divorce was accepted there. Most importantly, they were considered important members of the household. As you observe the paragraph, it does not lead any point of view. Its message isn't clear and it doesn't give much information about the topic. So, does it achieve the focus and details? The answer is no. Next. Does the author help us believe his statement with strong evidence? The answer is no. For the grammar, sentence structure, and mechanics, yes, it has no error. But since it does not meet all the necessary information according to the checklist, it means this paragraph is considered poor or irrelevant. When editing presentation content, there are so many things to consider. As a student, you should be able to identify the vital parts of effective presentation. It allows you to be a keen observer when reading something. It will help you to evaluate the language used by the author, the flow, and how your attention is being captured. Let's have this checklist. For you to be able to know how to judge the effectiveness of the author's presentation, let's make this one as a guide. All you have to do is to check yes if the author achieved the desirable traits needed in his paragraph, or check no if it's not. Language and flow. Does the author use simple words and help audience get to the ideas being presented? Hooks. Does the author present various points to get hold of readers' attention? For grammar, sentence structure, and mechanics, are all the sentences well structured? No errors in spelling and grammar? Let's try this paragraph. Many species of plants and animals are disappearing right before our eyes. If we don't act fast, it might be too late to save them. Human activities, including pollution, deforestation, hunting, and overpopulation, are devastating the natural environment. Without our help, many species will not survive long enough for our children to see them in the wild. Okay, let's try to see our checklist. Language and flow. The answer is yes. The author used simple words and it's very understandable. For the hooks, does the author present various points to get hold of readers' attention? Yes. For grammar, sentence structure, and mechanics? Yes, it's error-free. Since the paragraph has all the necessary traits in the checklist, this means that it shows effective presentation to the readers. Now that you have learned our lesson today, let's do the assessment. Let's read the paragraph. The dog is a pet animal. It is one of the most obedient animals. There are many kinds of dogs in the world. Some of them are very friendly, while some of them are dangerous. Dogs are of different color, like black, red, white, and brown. Some of them have slippery, shiny skin, and some have rough skin. Dogs are carnivorous animals. They like eating meat. They have 4 legs, 2 ears, and a tail. Dogs are trained to perform different tasks. They protect us from thieves guarding our house. They are loving animals. A dog is called man's best friend. They are used by the police to find hidden things. They are one of the most useful animals in the world. Let's try our checklist. Focus on details. Is the main idea clear and are well supported by detailed and accurate information? Voice. Does the author help us believe his statement with strong evidence? Language and flow. Does the author use simple words and help audience get to the ideas being presented? Does the author present various points to get hold of readers' attention? Are all the sentences well structured, no errors in spelling, in grammar? Okay, let's answer. For focus and details, the answer is yes. Okay, it has a main idea. It talks about dogs. For voice, does the author help us believe a statement with strong evidence? Yes, it gives evidence. Next, for language and flow, does the author use simple words and help audience get to the ideas being presented? Yes. Does the author present various points to get hold of readers' attention? Yes. For grammar, sentence structure, and mechanics, the answer is no, because it has some error in grammar. Good job, students! I hope you learned something today. May this lesson teaches you to be a responsible person. Always know the real story. Don't be one-sided. Now, let's do the assignment. Okay, for your assignment, you have to find an article, share it on Facebook, and post your comment about it if it is believable or not. Then cite your reasons why. Have a screenshot, paste it on a bond paper, and submit it together with your English output. Okay? Before I'll end, I want to share this quote to you from quoteaddict.com. It says, "You are responsible for everything you post, and everything you post will be a reflection of you." Again, this is your teacher on air, Teacher Karen. Thank you for tuning in, and see you in the next episode only here at Salida, La Filipina TV.
Thank you so much, Teacher Karen, for your discussion on judge the relevance of worth of ideas, soundness of author's reasoning, and effectiveness of presentation of grade 9 English. I hope you learned something today. Again, this is your teacher host, Teacher Jermeline, saying thank you and God bless!